You know, what's the real difference between a manager who just gets the job done and a leader who builds something truly great? Today, we're going to dig into the core ideas from the Mastery of Professional Stewardship to build a framework that helps you not just manage people, but to actually lead them. So let's just start with a question that I think pretty much everyone has thought about at some point. What is the real difference between a boss and a leader? I mean, it's a huge question, right? We've all had bosses, but we only really remember the leaders. And the ideas we're exploring today, well, they give us a pretty powerful way to define that very difference. Okay, first things first, we have to kind of reframe how we think about managing people. It's not just some task on a to-do list, it's what the source calls a compelling skill. Think of it like this amazing blend of art and science that can completely transform a team's performance and, let's be honest, your own career. So, what does that actually look like in the real world? Well, this skill breaks down into a really powerful three-part cycle. See, it's not about just barking orders. It's about inspiring the right action, guiding people on their journey, and then monitoring their progress. Each part is absolutely critical, and they all flow one into the next.
And these three actions, to inspire, to guide, and to monitor, they really form the core pillars of what we're calling professional stewardship. And this isn't just some random list. It's a complete, repeatable cycle for truly effective leadership. And here's how these pillars really work together. You always start with inspire. That's the why, right? It's connecting the work to a bigger purpose. Then comes guide. That's the how, where you're providing direction and support. And finally, you monitor. And look, this isn't about micromanaging. It's about observing, giving helpful feedback, and just making sure the team stays on that path to success. Now that brings us to maybe the most crucial, and let's face it, the most challenging part of this entire thing, finding that delicate balance. It's one thing to guide and monitor, sure, but it's a whole other thing to do it in a way that actually empowers your team instead of, holding them back. And this is where that line gets drawn so clearly. On one side, you've got effective guidance that empowers people, it shows you respect their judgment, and it builds trust. But on the other side, you've got ineffective interference. This doesn't just slow things down, it actively insults their judgment. And that right there is the fastest way I know to kill motivation and create a team that just doesn't care. And that phrase right there is the absolute heart of this whole idea. Insult their judgment. Just let that sink in for a second. That's exactly what micromanagement feels like to the person on the other end of it. Real leadership trusts the team's expertise. Your job is to be a resource, not a roadblock. So, we've kind of broken down the what and the how, but that leaves the biggest question of all, why? Why does mastering this balance give you such a massive professional advantage? The answer is actually pretty simple. This skill set is incredibly desirable. I mean, companies aren't just looking for managers who can track tasks anymore. They are desperately searching for true leaders, people who can build, motivate, and most importantly, keep talented teams. This is the skill that makes you stand out from the crowd. You see, when you master these pillars, you create this amazing ripple effect of success. Your team performs better because they feel trusted and they feel inspired. Your projects move forward way more efficiently because people have clear guidance. You build a culture of genuine respect. And for you, personally, you become an incredibly valuable, sought-after professional. It's truly a win for everyone involved. So the real question here isn't just about understanding these ideas, but actually putting them into practice. So look at these three pillars again: inspire, guide, monitor. Where is your biggest opportunity to grow this week? What's the one skill you're going to choose to practice first to become the kind of leader you'd actually want to work for?